Who cares? Let's go racing. Oh, there you are again. What's going on? Ain't you got anything better to do on Friday night? I know I sure don't. I really didn't want to participate in the chat the other night. Yeah, I can see the chat. I'm busy setting up the track at the moment. Okay. Gotta move this thing. Hang on, there'll be a brief interruption. Oh, I would be actually, if I could, I'd be out doing something, but unfortunately, this is my own little prison because I volunteered to help somebody. Well, I volunteered to help somebody to the end of the trail. So this is my life, such as it is. I don't get to go nowhere. I don't get to do a whole lot because, well, that's just the way it is. I don't know why, but the chat won't scroll. I tell you this though, if it ever comes down to somebody saying that they want to stay out of the nursing home, damn it, and tell you this sad story about what goes on in a place like that at night, pulls on your heartstrings. Better think twice before you say, "Yeah, I'll be in it with you." Cause watching somebody die a little bit every day ain't no picnic. That's actually been part of my frustration lately because I have no desire to watch people die that aren't willing to help themselves because I have to do that every day. And it ain't no fun. It ain't no fun at all, man. If I could right now, I'd be at the casino or at the bar or any place but here, but it's just not an option. 'Cause God knows what I'd find when I got home. Well, it's one thing to read about it in a book, it's another thing to watch somebody deteriorate right before your eyes. Like I said, I look after an old guy, and when we first started, it was all well and good. He needed help doing a few things, but then his eyesight went to shit. Then his bowel control that went to shit. Then his balance went to shit, and it is quite literally a job now, a job that I cannot escape because I'm a stubborn bastard and I won't give up on him, even though at times he's willing to give up on himself. Yeah, it is. That is very true, but it doesn't make it any easier to watch, and it don't make it any easier to participate in. I'd much rather be slinging a wrench than slinging a rag wiping somebody's ass every day. And I'm sure y'all would be too. Because it's a hell of a lot easier to clean up a pile of transmission fluid than it is to clean up a pile of poo. And then have to listen to someone say, "No, no, I didn't poop my pants," or "No, no, somebody else came in and peed on my bed." Yeah, okay, yeah, sure, all right. I'd rather build 5 of these back to back than do that shit again. What if I could watch my own live stream on the other phone? Probably not. Hey, dog, what's up? Yeah, like I said, that's my Armageddon car. It's almost EMP proof. Gas tanks in the trunk. It's got point ignition. No, basically no, not too many electronics. But I still gotta make me a nice guard for the front. Put nice. I got stuff to make a body bar for it, but I'll be damned if I can get out to the shop and do anything the way my life is doing this caregiver stuff. Carl, you gotta go outside. So we're supposed to get the gambit of weather over the weekend. Rain, snow, ice, thunderstorms. Get the 20-year-old laptop to do something here. Put on a little picture show. It's the first vehicle I ever modified. I've been thinking about dragging that thing out in the snow. I had one of them years ago. Man, that car was so fun in the snow, it was ridiculous. But it ain't got any rust on it. It'd be kind of stupid to take it out. And I thought I had more car pictures than that. Guess not. You wanna go outside? Come on, let's go outside. Well, I had the most horrible dream the other night about that car, not that car, about the Z. I used to work a lot at my uncle's house back in the day when he was racing. I built a race car for him. In my dream, I had left the Z at his house, and somebody stole it, and they wrecked it. And when I finally got to it, the windshield was all busted out of it, and the roof was all caved in, and man, I woke up in a cold sweat. And there she goes. As soon as she gets done pooping, that's what happens every time. Oh yeah, either one of them got louvers on the windows. I've been looking for a set of louvers and some headlight covers ever since I got that thing. I could buy them online if I wanted to spend 900 bucks. Come on, Barky. No, come on, Harley. Open the door and she shuts up and walks away. Yeah, actually, I had that kind of that same problem with that thing. The front clip sat outside for, oh my God, probably 3 years before I started bringing it back. And the township was all over my ass wanting me to get it out of the yard and junk it because they thought it was an eyesore. When I started working on the car, I made it a point to park it out by the street with the front clip off it and all that so they actually knew that I was doing something with it. And when I got it done, I left it out there even longer. I haven't had any problems out of them since, especially since I told the town board chairman every time they do that, I'm going to build a new ugly lawn ornament and stick it in the front yard, of which now I have three or four. That bike, I only put the bike with the wheels that turn in the wind. I only put that out there because the township complained about my stuff in the yard. That ugly wind thing that spins in the wind. I only built that because they complained about the front clip of the Le Mans. Come on, Fruit Loop. Oh, I got another. Let's see what he meant. Some of my best sky pictures. That was really interesting the night that happened. That day was kind of interesting too. Harley. Yeah, as soon as she started barking, she was done pooping. That's her thing. But she stands there and barks at God knows nothing. And then when I go out there, she looks at me funny and walks away. Well, like I said, those are some of my most interesting sky pictures. My dog acts crazy every day. part of her charm. You can't see him, but I watched this thing literally go towards the sun that night. And then, of course, we have our little anomaly here, which used to be next to the sun. Now it's way over here. There ain't nothing to that, is there, Mikey? These cheap ass 10-cent cameras. I thought it was kind of an interesting development today. I keep waiting for all this deep state stuff to start sliding the other way. And they just came out with prosecutions on R. Kelly and the Patriots owner, and there was something else having to do with sex trafficking too. I seen. I think that might finally be breaking the ice. Yeah, well, I seen that last one with the thing, double thing in the sky. I seen that with my naked eye. And the sun was down, and there's no way you would get a freaking round reflection in the sky. That's the day of the eclipse. We'll wait till it comes up again. Of course, it's going to take its own sweet time now. Come on. Of course, it doesn't show very clear here. But the sun was down, and then this showed up completely round, and then that filled in about 5 minutes later, like that. It shows up a little better on there. That's almost what it looked like that night. Yeah, we've been having sunsets, and I spent several summers out west, like you would see in the desert for the past 5 years, and all my life I've lived in this part of the country. That's just not normal. But like I said, I can't blame that on the camera because I seen it with my naked eye, just like that, with actually with a little more detail. That's actually why I started making YouTube videos. I think it was shortly thereafter. And the first first week or two that I did them, I caught some pretty interesting stuff. But nobody watched them. Naomi's seen them. She's seen a few of my convincing ones, but I've been shadow banned from the beginning. I did that to myself during the election, talking shit about Hillary. And I think that followed me to YouTube. As it wasn't uncommon to get 1,000, 1,500 likes on some of my comments on the political channels and stuff overnight in 24 hours, and I can't generate them kind of hits now. Well, I think you're one of the few that I'm just that uninteresting. Like I said, one day, I've been at this just as long as you. I can't break 150. And you think some of the stuff I talk about and some of the shit I say, people would tune in just to watch me go off the deep end. I'm serious about one day I'm going to come on and set myself on fire just to see how many freaking views I get. I haven't got figured out how to do it. Safely, of course. That's a good one. There's another good one. You can't see it very well, but there's something above the sun there. Oh, in a minute or two, I'll tune up the race car. But more than likely, what'll happen is what happens every time. I'll no more than get a race started, and the old guy'll decide he has to go to the bathroom. And lately, I've been having to help him get off the throne, so I have to crash the car, get out of the seat, and go help him. Volcano wise, I was in Oregon when Mount St. Helens was going off. I remember shoveling ash up like shoveling snow off my aunt's porch and sitting on the side of a big bluff, watching the ash coming out of it from miles and miles away. I used to have a container full of Mount St. Helens ash. It was in a Rolaids container, but I don't know what the hell happened to it. Used to ride a Greyhound bus from Wisconsin to Seattle, and then they come and pick me up, and we'd ride down to Oregon. Not too far from Astoria, a little town called Clatskanie, I think it was. It was damn beautiful out there. All right, time to tune up the race car. Like it says, who cares? Let's go racing. Couple things we got to do first. Go to the control panel. Main controllers. Properties. Dial in the wheel. All of our controls identified. Uh oh, did I do that right? Shit. And I gotta do it all over again. Maybe I'll run a demolition derby a little later. Race, might as well do a little short track racing. That's just down the road from here. I can't even stand to go there and watch any racing anymore. because I got a car sitting in the yard. It just eats me up to have to sit there and watch the race and know that I'll never get my car there. Make sure the gas pedal works. Yes, it do. How are we on the picture? Oh, I get a kick out of that. I'm on a throttle data program. I can upload a 5-minute video when my data is before my data's throttled in less than 3 minutes. But as soon as the throttle kicks in, it takes 4 hours to upload a minute and a half video. Damn it. There you go, that's pretty good. Yeah, I think they do that. They got a program to share with you and through YouTube too, because I've had that happen even over Wi-Fi, where I know how long. That's why my videos are usually so short. I know how long it takes for the Wi-Fi, and sometimes the number will just jump and jump and jump and jump, and then halfway through the video, it'll switch to say just uploading, even though I got a good connection, and won't give any time. When that happens, they never go through. You got to start all over again from scratch, and it's generally after I say something about the way they run their program. It's like after my background, it does that. Oh, I've seen them do all weird stuff. They really got it in for Fox News. Sometimes you'll be watching Sean Hannity, and halfway through the program, it'll switch to Tucker Carlson, or the video will literally start breaking up and look like it's melting across the screen, and the audio will switch to another story. They think we're really stupid. No, well, that's the thing. That's a lot of these people I know get to be how they are. It's basically a bunch of people who manage to live through abuse and feel they have the right to abuse others because that's what happened to them. That's the majority of what's going on. That's a lot of the left mentality. Apparently, a lot of people that have been through that stuff, they get into politics, and their past life bleeds into the way that they operate. When you grow up getting ass whoopings day you look forward to the day with them when you can whoop somebody's ass. At least people do. And I think as a psychological or well, maybe not expert, but having experience in the field, I think you know what I'm talking about. But I realized early on that I didn't want to make people experience some of the things that I've experienced, so I don't go there. But I'll be more than happy to do the Dexter thing and lay that down on people who are that way. That's not a problem. Actually, I look forward to that day. When the law goes home to protect their own, I'll be out there. I guarantee it. Playing the High Plains Drifter. That's what happens when you give up your fear of death at 12 years old. I look forward to confrontations like that. Gets my blood going. I love that shit, man. But I can't do it. I can't do it to somebody who ain't got it coming, though. Pirate Wi-Fi. All right, here we go. Buffering or not, here we go. From 16th to 4th. Oh, I broke it. That's how we do it. Uh-oh. Lost my steering wheel. There it goes. Oh, I forgot it. I fucked up. Yeah, I let it stay out of practice too long. I forgot about that. Alright, I'm back. Did the video stay decent at least? Yeah, that's one thing about circle track. The only thing you get to do is go round and round. Well, unless you screw up, then you get to go round and round. Ooh, low 14's not so good. Hey, you got a few left over, might as well shoot them off. Well, are things hitting the house? I've actually got a story like that. I know what it sounds like when bullets are hitting your house. It sounds like hail. When I lived in Georgia, there were hookers out on that would hang out on the corner, and the guys from Fort Benning would show up and get their little thing. And there was a transvestite who used to hang out with the rest of them, and apparently, when the guy got his little thing, he found out that he was or she was a he, and he whipped out a 22 revolver and started shooting at him. And transvestite dude started running towards my house, and of course all the bullets started hitting my house, hitting the front door, hitting the porch, and Dude's pounding on my front door. Let me in, let me in. He's trying to kill me. Of course, I was standing in standing in the other room, thinking there ain't no way I'm going into that front room with bullets hitting the house. But he never got hit, and apparently the guy ran out of bullets. And well, a little while later, the cops showed up and they started digging bullets out of the siding and out of the front porch. When the ex got home, I said, we're moving. I said, we're going to Wisconsin. We're only here shooting 2 weeks out of every year, and they ain't freaking shooting at you. And away we went. See, look, it's over just like that. Ooh, that was a nice high one. But yeah, I had a VW van out back for the longest time down there, and they'd turn tricks in the van, and I'd get pissed off once in a while because there'd always be some kind of noise or somebody'd start yelling and screaming or whatever, and I'd chase them out of there. And I used to tell the girls, I said, I wouldn't be so upset. I said, if you'd leave a little cut in the ashtray every time you get done using the damn thing, which of course they never did. And I had winos that lived across the street in a burned out house. They came out one day. I was working outside. I always had a jug of Kool-Aid, and I'd work in whatever weather. And they called me out in the middle of the street one day, and they made me an honorary. Well, I can't say it on YouTube. An honorary racial slur, and they're explaining why they were bestowing with that title and what an honor it was, and that was an interesting conversation. I miss them days because talking trash in the neighborhood was a thing of status, and I got pretty good at it. Except I wouldn't use all the slang that everybody else in the neighborhood would use, and people used to come outside, and when I'd go out and start talking back and forth with the boys, I'd talk to them all white and everything, and the neighbors used to say, "How do you do that? You talk trash right with them. You don't cuss, you don't swear, and they always call you crazy, and you end up winning." So eventually, they called me the crazy white boy on the corner. You can't do that up here, man. People take it way too personally. You can't talk trash just to talk trash. Well, that was a lot of fun. Then in the neighborhood, when it get towards the end of the month, people'd start running out of money, and if you sat out on the porch late at night, you'd never know what you'd see come running down the street. I seen air conditioners go running by and television sets and all kinds of stuff. But I never had anything come up missing the whole time I was there because I was the only neighborhood mechanic and nobody wanted to get on my bad side. When I left out of there, I had a stack of WIC vouchers that high from people who would, oh, I got to be able to give my baby some milk. I'll leave you my WIC voucher so you'll know I'll be back. But shit, they never came back. When we moved out of there, I stopped at the social service office and threw them all on the counter. And they said, well, people aren't supposed to. So we came and moved up here, and they got into all the wrong shit anyway. But at least they're still alive, so I guess that counts for something. Getting into the wrong shit in the middle of nowhere, Wisconsin, is a whole different ball game than getting into the wrong shit in Columbus, Georgia. That's for damn sure. Yeah, it's part of the game of life. We all made mistakes, done things we regretted, had to back up and do it the right way, at least was hopefully. I've been there myself. Well, it's hard to watch your kids make mistakes, but there comes a point when you're only a spectator. I think we had that discussion before one time. Once they get out of school and claim to have their own life and hopefully out from underneath your roof, it is what it is. Well, if I had to be completely honest about it, I probably would be racing had it not been for the promise I made to the old guy. I could have definitely been a lot more vigilant of what went on behind the scenes in my family, which took the racing out from underneath me. Because my people, they ain't they out for themselves. They ain't out for nobody else. Some hair raising stories about that, but what's the point? Ain't gonna change nothing. Oh, we've been doing this for about 6 years now. 5 or 6 years. But the past year and a half has been the toughest. Once he cleared 90, things started going the other way. Because I could leave, I could do things done, all that kind of stuff. But now I'm lucky I can go to the grocery store and back without having something come up. It is one boring ass existence when you're tied to that kind of life. Yeah, it's just don't use the word admirable. I've heard that so many times I'd like to puke. And here's the cold hard reality of life. If you we start off in diapers, and if we're here long enough, we end up in diapers too. Because I was just actually pricing adult diapers for him yesterday, and it's a real possibility. Because I'm getting tired of having to do what I've been having to do. And then I'll still have to do it, but it won't be such a mess. Well, that's what I was saying earlier to Sky. That's what frustrates me so about what goes on in the world these days. I don't want to have to watch people die. And if people would just get a little bit interested in things, it might not come to that. But nobody wants to take an interest. So, like the title says, who cares? Let's go racing. Because if it ever did come down to a last resort scenario, you would not believe what a hard ass I would have to be. And it'd probably be all day, every day. Alright, let's get Daytona tuned up here. Well, here's the bitch about it. I mean, I come off as a hardcore Trump supporter when the reality of it is I don't have any choice. I'm still not entirely sure we're not being set up for a big fall. But what choice, at leastwise from where I stand, what choice do you have to go with a guy who's at least doing the things he said he would do? Because I still can't say for sure we're not being had. It'll only be real to me for sure when they start locking up the ones who need locking up. It's Hillary, Comey, Clapper, Brennan, all them guys from the intelligence agencies, and things start going the other way, and they start taking down these ones who are running the human trafficking and stuff, which I think might actually be starting now, but we'll have to see how the next few weeks pan out. Because I know way more about this shit than I want to, but I don't have any choice. Like I said, I'm stuck here. This is all I can do. I used to take pictures of the sky, but this other story got a hell of a lot more interesting. And you can't race all day, every day. Well, I guess I could, but there's other shit going on. It's like Hunter was giving me a hard time because the shop's such a mess. I haven't done anything in that shop since I finished the Le Mans, or at least wise got it to where it is, and that's almost 2 years ago now. I dink around, I go out there and grab some things or whatever, do something right quick and come back in, but I ain't done nothing in the shop for quite some time. Well, like I said, that's my life's a little bit different. The only thing I have to do is look into shit. And I look into a lot of shit. Wipe somebody's tail, do some research, cook some dinner, do some laundry, do some more research, do a little racing, and turn back around and keep doing it again and again every day. Well, there's stages to being awake. And it's just like going to work. I mean, you wake up in the morning, and most people ain't too hot until they get their coffee, and they're not ready for work until they get a little breakfast in them, and then they got the drive to work, and then there comes to the time eventually when you're fully awake and ready to go to work. But everyone's got their own process they got to go through, I guess. Yeah. Well, from where I'm at, it doesn't really feel like living. But like I said, I gave him my word, and I got a weird thing about that. If I give somebody my word, and I'm gonna follow it through. I've always been that way. Ain't no point in blowing smoke up somebody's ass just to sound good, even though that's the way a lot of people do it. I'm basically, at least wise to the best of my knowledge, the only one in my family that's like that. The rest of them, they'll tell you whatever the hell sounds good and go completely against it. Oh, that's a funny story, actually. I had to recently quit smoking weed, and it's all got to do with the inconsistency of the millennials that took. They never show up when they say they're going to show up, and a deal ain't a deal for 3 days and all that fun shit. But ever since I quit smoking, I've been up on cleaning the house. I keep up with everything, and things are a lot more orderly now that now that I ain't smoking anymore. It's pretty easy not to give a shit when you got a good buzz on. At least was it is was for me. Well, there she is. What's up, Davey? Yeah, my guys used to, it just drives me crazy. Yeah, I'm on my way. It can take 3 days. I ain't. I can't handle that. I got you. It takes 2 weeks. I got you. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. I'd rather hang it up than go through that bullshit. Same old thing, wiping asses, talking shit, running races. I'm hoping the snow will melt soon so I can get my damn car out of the shop. I miss my little toy. Yeah, the other night I had my ass on my shoulders. I wasn't participating in it. I said some interesting shit though. Yeah, well, you got a shit ton more rain heading your way, girl. You might not have as many trees as you had before it's all said and done. Not supposed to be. Seems like every time I sit down and chat, it starts screwing up. Well, you've seen how my channel goes. It isn't like I'm on YouTube's good side. If they could find a reason to get rid of me, I'm sure they would. Well, I'd have to change the lighting and all that, and I'm not going through all that. I'd have to put a lamp over here, move the chair. Wait, I might be able to. There you go. You want to see my silhouette? There you go. There I am. There you go. But it's about the only way I look good in the dark. See my naturally curly hair. There you go. Yeah, no, fucked it all up. So yeah, like I was saying, we're supposed to get rain, sleet, snow, everything over the weekend, and then it's all heading down your way, and your area's already been socked with rain for the all week. And you're only going to get more. They've been having landslides in Tennessee and Kentucky and stuff, all kinds of weird shit. Yeah, well, the water ain't, the soil down that way ain't so good in the first place. Once you get it soaked with water, all kinds of weird shit starts happening. It's one nice thing about this part of the country, at least, we got a lot of hard topsoil and good black dirt. It sticks together. You got to get a lot of rain before you start getting slides and stuff. Yeah, sand gets kind of fluid once it gets all soaked. Yeah, well, at least you're on a little bit higher ground. It's bound to drain a little quicker or turn into an island, one or the other. We still got probably, oh, I don't know, maybe 9 inches, 10 inches of snow on the ground. But the majority of that will probably be melted off by the end of this weekend because it's supposed to rain, I guess, the majority of the day tomorrow. Yeah, I've been dried out for the better part of 2 months now. I just can't, like I said, once the millennials took over the market, man, that's when I call for a cheeseburger, I want my cheeseburger. I don't want to wait 3 days or 2 weeks, or I ain't into all that. I'd rather quit eating cheeseburgers. And there ain't no getting out of the house too much to find a new place to get cheeseburgers, so I gave it up. And I will say that has affected the quality of my videos a time or two. Because giving up cheeseburgers wasn't that easy. Get a little cranky when you're sitting around dreaming about cheeseburgers. Well, like I was saying before, it changed my frequency a little bit. The psychic hot flashes aren't quite as prevalent as they used to be, but they still do come. Well, like I said, it's when somebody says they're on their way and it takes 3 days, that's enough of that shit, man. I won't sit around jonesing for a cheeseburger all the time. Oh, hey, you Tanis, what's up? I'm just sitting around talking about cheeseburgers. Green sticky cheeseburgers that I don't get to eat no more. Hey, what's going on? This is my Indian friend. Well, now I know your name. Well, I heard a good one about prayers today. There's a scam going on in Wisconsin that these people will call you up and say they'll pray for you for a fee. And then people have actually been paying these people to pray for them, saying that I forget, they're attached to some big health group or something in this state. Who in the hell would fall for that? And and how would you sleep at night knowing you're scamming people in the name of what the hell? Yeah, I've been to a couple of bush races in Milwaukee, but never a NASCAR event. But I've run plenty of races, at least wise on the simulator here. I'd do another one that you ladies can sit around and talk behind my back. There's actually, I've always said, there's, if you want to be a driver, then try to get out of the racetrack after the race. You'll be driving or you'll be sitting, one or the other. That's the story of my life there. Oh, yeah, I haven't had third phase pop up on the feed for a while. I used to be subscribed to them. I forget why I unsubscribed. I pretty much just ride the algorithm. Which has changed a lot in the past year. Keep having all this left-leaning liberal shit pop up on it. I love going into these liberal live streams, man. Holy shit, are them people fun to troll? I might as well tell my UFO story since I'm sitting here, I suppose. When I first got down to Georgia and Fort Benning, I was rolling with this guy from, damn, I think he was from Kentucky or someplace down there. And he wanted me to go deer hunting. He was a big deer hunter. And we got all the stuff that you needed to do through the base so you could go hunting. I went and bought a shotgun. We went out hunting one day, and it was kind of uneventful except for the fact that I discovered the deer down in Georgia are about the size of my freaking dog. But anyways, when the day got done, when we got back to the car, we had this really weird light following us just above the clouds all the way out of the woods. And we were looking at it and looking at it, and it kind of drifted over closer to the car and got a little closer, and it was almost right over the top of us. And it was just getting weird, and we're we're talking back and forth, and all of a sudden that sucker took off, boom, faster than anything I've ever seen, ever. I mean, it was there, and boom, it was gone, miles out of sight within like 2 seconds. That's my UFO story. We both looked at each other and said, "Do you want to talk about this when we get back?" And we said, "No, we ain't gonna." We never said a word. And then I said, "Something fly over here one night. It's in my video log. Did I just see a UFO?" I don't know what the hell that was. It was a multicolored. I'd be happy to give up my little chunk of land. This little 3/4 of an acre that I'm on ain't quite enough. I'm actually considering selling this place off when things come to an end with the old guy. take care. Thanks for stopping in. This is probably one of the most active chats I've ever had in all of my live streams. Oh, I didn't know Tannis was going too. Bye, Tannis. That's the story of my life. Hey, at least I didn't leave with half my shit like the rest of the women in my life. I've lost it all so many times and built it back I can't even count. Man, my ass is getting sore sitting on the arm of this chair. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Well, my little dog's laying in my spot in the bedroom, farting on the covers, I'm sure. I can hear her snoring in there at least. Harley's getting fat. I keep telling her it's when she's over there wolfing down the leftovers that she's starting to look delicious. I don't think she knows what I mean. was actually, I was my first choice tonight. I was going to do a live stream and call it Slap the Baby. And I was going to play with Harley the whole time. Well, some of the time until one of us got tired, which I'm sure it would have been me first. That's actually when she knows it's time to play. When I says look at her and say it's time to slap the baby, she gets all excited. That's like now she just perked up in the bedroom that I said that. I'm surprised she didn't come running in here. All right, we're going in. I can't get my dog to do any tricks. I can't even get her to come when I call her unless I'm holding something in my hand. That's about the one thing she'll do. She'll sit if I'm holding a cookie in my hand. As long as she ain't eating the neighbors, I guess that's a trick enough. All right, I'm going. I think if I can get in the seat. Uh, all right, feel free to talk behind my back. Oh. See if I can race at Daytona without wrecking half the field. Because that shit last Sunday, that was some ugly shit. That wasn't racing, that was a freaking demolition derby. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Bill Elliott can be damn hard to beat. busy trying to cover second. I can't race him. Damn you, Bill Elliott. That's what I get for making him faster than the rest of them. Yeah. Tony Stewart put it best. Second sucks. Oops. Oh, I forgot I sat there for a while tonight. That's racing. You win some, you get second some. Yeah, I'm probably going to close it down here in a little bit anyway. Thanks for stopping in, Debbie. front so fast they were three wide most of the time. I love how it looks like they're going backwards. Yeah, when I wrote that, I really wanted a cheeseburger. Yeah, big pile of them. You'll get right in. Oh, oh yeah, quality cheeseburgers are hard to find. There's no doubt about that. But you shouldn't have to put up with somebody else's shit just to get a cheeseburger, though. The way it's been for me is like dealing with the government. Well, at this point, all you have to do is blow a little cheese in my face. I'd be just fine. Yeah, that's what I get for jacking Bill Elliott up faster than the rest of them. He is so hard to beat when he's up front. I should have booted that red car in the ass and get him by him. I might have had a chance. But his car is probably 3 to 5% better than everybody else. That's why he's so hard to beat. I wanted one car that was super hard to get by. Bill Elliott was the guy. But I should have bump drafted that red one. He might have got underneath him, then we would have both got by him. But that's a tough decision to make when you're virtually going 200 miles an hour. And I didn't want to spin it out like I did in the first one. So, of course, that would have been a hell of a wreck, though, start spinning out in the front like that. A little sloppy there, too. See, another one that's black and blue. The only one I have that isn't is the opal. Well, one opal's multicolored, but the salvageable one, it's all orange. I'll never get to that thing, I don't think. It'd be a cute little car to get running, though. But I got plenty of shit to flip over in the front yard if it comes down to having to make a bunch of barriers. Back the van up to the front door, put Harley in there. That was a one chance. One more lap. I was always hoping that some owner would watch one of these live streams at Daytona and say, "Man, let's give that guy a shot. It'd be a hell of a story. Some guy who drove on the internet to drive in Daytona." But even YouTube screwed that up for me because none of my stuff ever make it out in the mainstream. That's for sure. Just once there was a time I said I'd sell my soul to have a chance to do that shit. Not anymore, but there was a time. Yeah, figures. Right when it gets good. It didn't change any time this time around. I still come in second. Although I will say I pushed Bill Elliott's ass all the way into the pits. I thought about spinning him out, but I try to do it like you do it at the racetrack. I played a lot of driving games over the years. This is the toughest by far. When I first started doing this, I thought there was something wrong with the game. It was so freaking hard. Now it'll come back when ain't nothing going on. All right, sweetie, I'm gonna shut it down. Thanks for stopping in and hanging till the end of the show, and have a cheeseburger for me.